Your memory should be projected. Today, 9 types of channel ground contemplation. We had already discussed about number 1, mindfulness of breathing session. Number 2, 4 bodily posture session. Number 3, clear comprehension or right understanding session. Number 4, 32 parts, particular manasikara. But many Americans, they don't like repass it. So, according to your own desire, you can translate particular. Then, number 5, 4 elements meditation. Now, number 6, 9 types of channel ground contemplation. This is also important while you are meditating, because sometimes while you are meditating you may remember or you may miss your family. This is problem, or your friends. So because of this reason you cannot concentrate well on your meditation object. At that day, Buddha suggests in Meghiya Sutta in Udana, Asubha Bhavedava Ragasa Pahanaya. To remove craving, you must practice Asubha Bhavana. 9 types of channel ground contemplation. Number 1, how you should contemplate? Buddha taught in Mahasrivana Sutta. Siyathavi bhikkhave bhikkhu paseya sariran siva tikaya chatita ekaha madanwa dviha madanwa diha madanwa odu mandaka winilaka vipopaka sada so imameva gaya upasaharati yambi kogaya eondoma eombavi eonadi dodi. This instruction is very short, but although it is very short, it is very meaningful to remove craving or missing to your family or to your relatives. What is the meaning? Again, bhikkhus, as though a bhikkhu were to see a corpse thrown aside in the channel ground. This is according to ancient Indian culture. Buddha says, in ancient time in India, when there is a corpse, they do not bury or they do not burn. They throw in the channel ground, maybe rubbing with swan clothes. They put in the channel ground only. So this type of corpse. So again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu were to see a corpse thrown in the channel ground. One day, 1, 2, or 3 days dead, floated, livid, and oozing matter. He compares this same body with it. Thus, this body too of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. This is very important sentence. So first you should try to see corpse, which is thrown in the channel ground. But nowadays it is not easy. So how you should practice? First you should try to see a corpse. If you want to attain jhana, same sex is necessary. Why? When you are concentrated on that corpse as a asubha, particular. When your concentration develops further, then you will see the corpse like a sleeping body. After eating food, after dying, corpse appearance become a little bit beautiful. A little bit only. But other day, attachment may arise. If attachment arises, this attachment is contradictory to your concentration. Kama Chanda Nivarana, one type of hindrance. So because of this reason, Buddha instructs to practice this meditation with same-sex couples. So male meditator should try to take male couples. Female meditator should take female couples. But if you don't want to ending jhana, then it is not necessary to differentiate. This is male corpse or this is female corpse. Not necessary. So first you should try that corpse if you want to ending jhana. Then you should try to see that corpse repulsive nature, because it is polluted, livid, oozing matter. Different worms are coming out, different repulsive bloods and pus are coming out from his mouth, etc. So you should try to see this corpse, and then you should be addition as particular. When you are concentrated on that corpse nature, then slowly, when your concentration develops further, then you get adding up to full absorption stage. This is functional only. But for some meditators, if they do not see this corpse nowadays, how they can practice? So our suggestion is they should try first 10 kasinas and 8 attainments. It is very good. If they had been practiced 10 kasinas and 8 attainments, then before they are practicing this Asubha Bhavana, particular Bhavana, they should enter into fourth jhana. Which fourth jhana? According to their own desire, they can decide. But best kasinas at that time are light kasina or white kasina. If you practice white kasina, then you can try white kasina up to fourth jhana. Imagine from fourth jhana, with strong, powerful light will appear. When you emerge from fourth jhana, with the assistance of that light, you should focus one corpse which you had been experienced before. But in Burma it is very easy. In this country not easy later. So in Burma anyway you can get such corpse very easy, because sometimes they, after that or 3 days later, they throw in the channel ground. So because of this reason, at that time corpse is repulsive nature. Below that, livid and oozing matter. Different worms are coming out from his mouth or her mouth. So at that time, they can easily see this corpse. But when he wants to meditate in such a meditation hall, it is not necessary to go to cemetery again. So they should re-enter, for example, white kasina, fourth jhana. Imagine from fourth jhana, they should penetrate with assistance of light that corpse again which you had been experienced before. And then you should pay attention as a particular. Unsatisfactory of this corpse. So you should pay attention particular. Then slowly your concentration will develop further. When your concentration develops further, then corpse will be a little bit beauty, a little bit only. At that time, one person eating food, then he sleeps soundly. Like that you will see that corpse. At that time you should concentrate that particular nature, repulsive nature. Then if you practice in this way, slowly your mind absorbed inside that particular corpse object. Completely sink, but this absorption is only first jhana. Imagine from that first jhana, when you are reflecting jhana patterns, you can see in your mind, that corpse appear, and then five jhana patterns you can discern one by one in the same way. Imagine from that first jhana, then you can do according to Buddha's instruction in this sutta. This is one way. One way means, based on first jhana, you can contemplate to yourself in the same way. How? This same body is, this body too is the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. In this way, you should compare. He compares this same body with that corpse. You should try to see your own dead corpse again in front of you, lying down in the same way nature. Bloated, oozing matter, livid. So that corpse you should try to see, your own corpse. If it is not okay, again please go back to the previous natural corpse. Then if you can concentrate well up to first jhana stage, then imagine from that first jhana, you should compare this same body, this same your body, this your body with it. And then this body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is cannot be exempt from that fate. In this way, if you compare, then slowly you will see your own dead corpse. Then, if you see your dead own corpse, again, how you should do? This is a little bit difficult point. A little bit difficult point means, according to Asian commentaries explanation, in this sutta, Buddha explained only to see the parts of your own body as well as others' body. Based on first jhana, but according to Mahasiva Thera's idea, in this sutta, Buddha do not teach to attain first jhana, to see only parts only, internal as well as external. Why? He quoted another sentence below. In that sentence, Buddha explained, Iti ijjadawa kaya kaya nupasi viharati, bhidawa kaya kaya nupasi viharati, ijjada bhidawa kaya kaya nupasi viharati. Again, bhikkhus a bhikkhu contemplate in the body as a body internally, or he advises contemplating in the body as a body externally, or he advises contemplating the body as a body both internally and externally. In this way, Buddha taught in this sutta. If you want to attain jhana, it is not necessary to do internally and externally. If you want to attain first jhana, then you must contemplate the external corpse as a particular only. Then you will attain jhana. But now in this sutta, Buddha taught internally and externally again to do. Why? The Buddha wants to explain only to see. Buddha wants to see, Buddha's desire is to see the parts of internal body as well as external body. So according to this instruction, if you want to do internally and externally both, then this is called one type of dukkha nupassana, one type of contemplation of dukkha only. Under the dukkha there are 25 characteristics. Among 25 characteristics, this is one type of characteristic, adinavanupasana. Adinavanupasana means trying to see the nature of thoughts internally and externally. How you should practice. So, first you should try external corpse. as an object, and you should be addition as particular, reversible object. Then internal again. If you try to see your own dead corpse, then go back external. Then come back internal 2 or 3 times. After that, you can do external again, and then you can do another person, another dear one. No hatred person, you should try dear one. Then you will see his or her own dead body also in the same. If you do again and again in this way, one by one, internal, external, both are external also possible. So one by one you can do dead corpse, and then another one, another dear one, and dead corpse, another dear one. In this way, if you do, then you will see all begin dead corpse. At that time, attachment to them slowly will decrease. Is it true?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a very good way to remove attachment to each other. Our body is full of impurities. Is it true? Many meditators, when they really see their own internal organs, they have repulsive mind. Although many Americans, they do not like repulsiveness. The reverse nature is internal as well as external, full of impurities. Among these 32 parts, which part do you prefer? If you prefer God or physics, maybe this is problem. This is problem is maybe many dogs in Burma or maybe in India as well. Many dogs like very much this physics. You will be saying like dog. Is it true? So our body is full of impurities. If we see these impurities of our body again and again, then slowly attachment to our body as well as to others will decrease. Because of this reason, Buddha says, Asubha bhavidabha ragasa pahanaya. To remove or to destroy attachment or craving, you must practice Asubha bhavana. This is one type of Asubha bhavana. There is also another type of Asubha bhavana. And this is animate in animate. Animate means the dead corpse. Animate means the still alive persons. These persons also you should compare with that dead corpse. So you can see all begin dead bodies. This is one type. This way of practice mentions in Vijaya Sutta. One day the sister of famous physician Juga, Sirima, passed away. But Sirima at that time, she already attained Sotapanna-ship. She became Sotapanna at that time. She passed away. Then came Bimbisara informed to the Buddha how we should practice Sirima's corpse. Buddha says, please put there 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. After 4 or 5 days later, her corpse became bloated, livid, oozing different types of worms. At that time, Buddha gave instruction to Bimbisara. He will go to cemetery. He will try to teach Asubha meditation. So on that day, there are one side there are bhikkhunis, another side there are bhikkhus, another side there are lay devotee women, another side lay devotee men. 4 types of assembly together. Buddha teach yatha idam tatha idam yatha idam tatha idam. So internally and externally you must do again and again. How you should do? You must compare this same body with that corpse. This body too of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt. It cannot be exempt from that fate. in this way you must do internally and externally. Then you will see your own dead corpse. Blood and lipid and oozing matter. So in this way Buddha taught four types of assembly. Parisa. So in this sutta, this is external corpse, see mass corpse is animate. Inanimate, avinyanaka. Then their own respective body is savinyanaka, animate. So animate asubha and animate asubha, both you must do again and again. To see same nature. So in this way, if you try again and again, then repulsive mind will disappear. Craving mind will disappear. There is one bhikkhu who have strong attachment to that cinema and that assembly and among these listeners. So at the end of this discourse, that bhikkhu also became Sotapanna. Based on this Adinava Nupassana, he practiced Vipassana again and again, and then he became Sotapanna. So this is beneficial. Because of this reason, Buddha also taught this way of practice. Another is you must try ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality. Because body means, according to Parisamhita Magga, mental body and material body. Rupa Gaya and Nama Gaya. Maybe you had me already see in the projector. Rupas rise as a kalabak only. So to see this kalabak, how you should practice? You must practice 4 elements meditation systematically. If you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, when your concentration develops further, then you will see small particles, kalabas. If you analyze these kalabas, then you will see ultimate materialities, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, kala, odor, flavor, nutritive acid, etc. These are ultimate materiality. Why they are called body? They arise as a group only. Body means group. They cannot arise one by one separately. In the same way, mentality also arises as a group. Maybe Sister Susila teach you cognitive process. In one mind moment, such as consciousness mind moment, at least there are 8 types of materiality. 1. Consciousness. 2. Contact, phasa. 3. Feeling, vedana. 4. Perception, sanya. 5. Volition, chetana. 6. Attention, manasikara. 7. Life faculty, chivita. 8. Ekagata, one-pointedness. So at least these 8 must be present. But in some cases like jhana, if jhana becomes wholesome jhana, then there may be 34 mental patterns. That's what she explained. So they arise as a group only. So mental group, that group is called body, kaya. So mental kaya, nama kaya, rupa kaya, mental body, material body. You must try to discern this ultimate mentality, materiality. Not only internally but also externally. So some meditators ask how they can discern ultimate mentality in external world. Disciples of Buddhas and Savakas. The disciples of Buddhas are called Savakas. Savakas can discern external, not one by one. They can discern ultimate mentality in external as a general only. As a general means, here if you want to discern cognitive process, first you must discern here transparent sensitivity or transparent element. Second, here mindo pointer. Both those Indo and Mindo you must discern together. then you should try to see a group of small particles color. One colorless color cannot be the object of eye consciousness. A group of small particles color can be the object of eye consciousness. So if you pay attention a group of small particles color, when this color impinges both those simultaneously, at that time endocognitive process will arise. When endocognitive process arises, at that time they arise moment by moment and they arise together. In each mind moment, there are at least 8 types of mental factors. In jhana mind moment, they arise, maybe if this jhana is wholesome, there may be 34, 7 times. They quickly rise and pass away. So, in this way, you must discern this ultimate mentality according to 6 cognitive process. But to reach that stage, first you must discern ultimate materiality first. Without understanding eye sensitivity, without understanding mind, if you discern endocognitive process, you cannot understand. You can understand only just superficial only. Because there are, for example, endocognitive process. Number 1, phyto-adaptive consciousness. There are 11 types of mental factors. Eye consciousness, there are 8 types of mental factors. Receiving consciousness, mind movement, there are 11 types of mental factors. Investigating mind movement, there are 12 types of mental factors. In decision mind movement, there are 12 mental factors. And jhana mind movement, if jhana is wholesome, then there may be 34 mind movements. So they are successfully rising and passing away. But if you want to discern this, then you must wait and see their own respective place. Respective place means they rise depending on eye sensitivity and mind. So especially depending on heart base and eye transparent element, they arise. So if you wait and see here, then you can understand eye consciousness mind movement. In the same way, if you wait and see here, you can understand other endocognitive process mind movements clearly. So they arise as a group, so they are called body. So mental body, material body, both you must discern. Because of this reason, Buddha taught in this chapter. But if you want to discern this ultimate mentality, materiality, then you should try according to this session. First, you should try taking corpse as object, prajna, to attain prajna. Based on imagine from that prajna also can produce strong, powerful light. This light is called the light of wisdom. With the assistance of that light, you should practice 4 elements meditation systematically, and then you can discern, you can see kalabas, you can discern ultimate materiality in each kalaba. Then after that only you can try, you will be understand eye sensitivity, eye transparent element. Here, mind or heart base, you can understand at that time only. Without understanding this materiality, if you discern ultimate mentality or endocognitive process mentality, you can understand only just superficial. So this is a system. How you should practice this system? So because of this reason, Buddha taught, Iti ijadawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati, bhaidava gaya gaya nupasi viharati, ijada bhaidava gaya gaya nupasi viharati. In this way, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu avoids contemplating body as a body internally, or he avoids contemplating body as a body externally, or he avoids contemplating body as a body internally and externally both. So you should try to discern ultimate mentality immediately in this case. After that, how you should practice, how you should continue. Buddha says, Samudaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Samay Viharati, Vaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Samay Viharati, Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupa Sivakaya Samyamviharati. What is the meaning? He abides contemplating in the body viharati. What is the meaning? He abides contemplating in the body. It is nature of arising. Or he abides contemplating in the body. It is nature of vanishing. Or he abides contemplating in the body. It is nature of rising and vanishing. What is the meaning? Because of the causes, because of the rising of causes, the effects of ultimate materiality body rise. Because of the complete cessation of causes, the ultimate materiality cease completely without remainder. And then this is causal rising and passing away. Not only this, you should also try again momentary rising and passing away. Cause also, as soon as they rise, they pass away, so they are also nature and permanent. Effect, ultimate materiality, they also rise. As soon as they rise, they pass away, so they are nature and permanent. So you must also contemplate in this way. So because of the arising of causes, the ultimate materiality rise. What are causes? So therefore materiality, Sister Susila explained, there are four causes. Number one, karma. Number two, theta. Number three, temperature, utu. Number four, nutritive assets, hara. So there are four rupa materiality, they are causes. Karma, which karma? How do you understand? Karma. Present karma or past karma? If present karma can produce this materiality, everybody will be very, very beautiful. There will be no ugly person. There will be no old person. Always they will be youthful. Why? They will accumulate wholesome karma and they will wish to be beautiful, to be young. Is it true? Everybody wants to be young. Everybody wants to be beautiful. This is human nature. But is it possible? Not possible. So present karma cannot produce this body. My meaning is that. So past karma is the cause of this body. What is past karma? You should search. So this is dependent origination. In this chapter you must practice. But this is very interesting point. But another you should consider carefully in this case. If cause is the present, past causes or past karma cannot produce in this very life any result, then you should ask to yourself one question. Is it necessary to accumulate wholesome dhammas in this very life? Because past karma cannot produce present result. Then how we can say present karma also will produce future result? You should carefully consider. Then another, they are Bodhisattva, our Buddha to be. He had accumulated many paramis. Paramis are nothing but wholesome karmas. He accumulated 4 asankhya, uncountable aeons, and then 100,000 aeons. 4 asankhya, 100,000 aeons. He had already accumulated 10 types of paramis. These paramis are nothing but wholesome dhammas only. These wholesome dhammas are for to be omniscient Buddha only, not for any other sensual pleasure. So he accumulated these paramis. Because of these paramis, one day he became Buddha. But if this is our past karmas, no present karma, only not one life. So past causes produce present effect, present causes will produce future effect. Adidi Hido Bencha Ijani Fla Benchaga, Ijani Hido Bencha Adi Fla Benchaga. This is very short formula in the mentioned in the commentaries depending on Parisamhita Magga, Pali text. So past causes produce present effect. Present causes will produce future effect. If past causes cannot produce present effect, then how it is not necessary to accumulate present causes again. Because these present causes also will not produce future effect. So because of past causes, another way of explanation I want to explain again. Without understanding Four Noble Truths by your direct knowledge, you cannot become Sotapanna, or you cannot become Sakadagami or Anagami or Rahat. So to be noble ones, you must understand Four Noble Truths. Among Four Noble Truths, the noble truth of suffering, dukkha sija. The noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sija. These two types of noble truths are the object of vipassana. You must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta. At that time only you can realize the third noble truth. Noble truth of the cessation of dukkha. The knowledge which realizes the noble truth of the cessation of dukkha is called fourth noble truth. The part leading to the cessation of dukkha. So this is samadhi. That samadhi is accompanied with another 7 fetters. Altogether they are noble eightfold path. So these four noble truths are, without understanding these four noble truths, you cannot become Sotapanna. To become Sotapanna, then if you must contemplate the noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of the origin of suffering, these two types of noble truths. Noble truth of suffering is what? Sankhejena Pinchu Parane Khanda Dukkha. In short, 5 clinging aggregates are dukkha sija. This is mentioned in First Samam Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So, setting in motion the wheel of the Dhamma. This is Sutta. 5 clinging aggregates are, in other words, ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality only. This ultimate mentality material is the noble truth of suffering. The second noble truth, the noble truth of the origin of suffering is 5 causes: avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, formations, volitional formations, karma, karmic force of these volitional formations. So these 5 causes. These 5 causes are the origin of the noble truth of suffering, samudaya sija. So dukkha sija is effect. Samudaya sija is cause. Because of the rising of samudaya sija, dukkha sija arise. Then cause and effect, which will be preceded and which will be succeeded. Because of the rising of samudaya sija, dukkha sija arise, which will be preceded. Samudaya is sija is preceded. Because of the samudaya sija, dukkha sija arise. If there is no samudaya sija, dukkha sija cannot arise. Do you understand? So then if we trace back, our body is composed with 5 aggregates, 5 clinging aggregates, ultimate mentality and materiality. What then it begins? In our mother's womb, past mind moment, this is called rebirth linking mind moment, parisati. At that time, 5 aggregates are present. In materiality, there are 3 types of material, 3 types of kalapas. Heart base, heart decade, kalapa. Body decade, kalapa. Sex decade, kalapa. 3 types. These are the clinging aggregate of materiality. For those who have maybe 3 roots, Aloba, adosa, amoha. Aloba, no greed. Adosa, no hatred. Amoha, no delusion. There are 34 mental fetters. These 34 mental fetters will now feeling is the aggregate of feeling. Perception senya is the aggregate of perception. The remaining 31 mental fetters headed by volition. They are volitional formation aggregate, aggregate of volitional formations. The consciousness is the aggregate of consciousness. Altogether they are 5 aggregates. These 5 aggregates are noble truth of suffering. This is first moment in this very life. This suffering is dukkha sitya, the noble truth of suffering. This dukkha sitya arises because of the samudaya sitya. So, if it is so, samudaya cannot be in this very life. Samudaya must be previous life only. If you do not discern past causes, how you can understand past causes produce present effect? Because you do not discern. Nowadays, many meditation teachers says, you must contemplate only present, no past, no future. Why? Past is finished, there's nothing. Future is not yet coming, nothing. So you should not contemplate past and future. You must contemplate only present. Now here some meditators taking into jhana. Imagine from jhana, they can discern 5 jhana fetters. So, when you are entering into jhana, jhana is present, it is true. Imagine from jhana, this is not jhana. Imagine from jhana, you can reflect these jhana fetters. When you imagine jhana is finished, although it is finished, you can discern these jhana fetters. This is past, proximate past. Buddha directly explained in Uparipanasa, Mishima Nikaya, Anubhada Sutta. In that Sutta, Vinariva Sariputta, of that academy of Sotapanna stage. 2 weeks he contemplates jhana dhammas in all sankhara formations as nature, dukkha, anatta. But when he is contemplating jhana dhammas, he contemplates jhana dhammas one by one. For example, he enters into 5 jhana. Maybe taking 1 kasina or anapana, no problem. He taking anapana or 1 kasina. He taking as object. He enters into 5 jhana. Imagine from 5 jhana, he contemplates these jhana dhammas one by one as nature, dukkha, anatta. For example, in the consciousness nature, phasa, contact nature, vedana nature, feeling nature, perception nature. In this way, one by one he contemplates them. So, this jhana is not present. Buddha directly taught in Sutta. This is Atita Nirodha. Atita Nirodha means this is past. This is already ceased. That jhana dhammas he contemplates one by one. Why he contemplates? He discerns base, heart base, as well as jhana object. Now you may understand, now you are practicing anapana. Here nimitta is still. Imagine you enter into full absorption state. Imagine from full absorption, if you discern jhana fetters, can you discern or not? Discern, again discern. So these jhana dhammas are past. Because discerning mind, we call this is reviewing. Reviewing mind is another mental cognitive process, not jhana cognitive process. So this is proximate past. That proximate past also can be discerned. Buddha also directly said, Vinariva Sariputta can do in this way. He explained in that sutta many times. So because of this reason, if past is finished, it cannot be discerned. This is impossible. So this is very orthodox saying. There is no evidence. Buddha explained in detail. In the same way, without understanding dependent origination, you cannot escape from the wrong river. This is also directly says in Mahanidana Sutta in Digha Nikaya. So, to understand divided origination is, main point is, because of the arising of past causes, present effect arise. Because of the arising of present causes, future effect will arise. If you understand in this way, we can say you understand divided origination. But because of the arising of past causes, what are past causes? So here many people, they have same face or no? No, different face, different and different color, different face, different shape. Why? Karma creates this one. Because of the karma only. Why karma produced in this way? When you are accumulating wholesome karma in previous life, you accumulate this wholesome karma to be woman. You accumulate wholesome karma to be man. Vijayatana, upadana, ignorance, craving, clinging is not same. Maybe they may accumulate wholesome karmas together, one family for example. Man has the desire to become man again. Woman has the desire to become woman again. So, if he know this is man, this is woman, this is ignorant, why? According to Buddha's teaching, yes, no man, there's no woman. Only ultimate mentality, materiality is present. If you do not penetrate ultimate mentality, materiality, if you know this is man, this is woman, this is wrong knowing. Wrong knowing is, they translate as ignorance. The attachment to that woman like or attachment to that man like, this is called craving. Repeated craving is called clinging. So three. This based on this ignorance, craving, clinging, he accumulates wholesome tamas. Which wholesome tamas? Each person has different their own wholesome tamas. One person's wholesome tamas may be offering flowers to the Buddha. One person's wholesome tamas may be meditation. For example, our Bodhisattva accumulated many wholesome tamas. But in his last life, to be reborn as a Siddhartha, Metta Bhavana, excess concentration before Metta Jhana. That excess concentration produces 5 aggregates. So, different persons have different karma, not same to each other. Although our Bodhisattva accumulated many wholesome tamas, among these wholesome tamas, one tamas will produce Parisati, 5 aggregates. So, everybody has different karmas. Now you are also accumulating many wholesome tamas in this retreat. This may be produced or not, we cannot say exactly. We cannot say exactly means if you try to decide future, other than you will understand which karma will produce in future. But it is sure or not, not sure. Not sure means if you have no attachment for future, then if you begin in this very life, then they will not produce anymore. So because of this reason, each person has different karma. To understand this karma, they must trace up to past life. Without discerning past life causes, you cannot understand Samudaya Satya, noble truth of the origin of suffering. Without understanding Samudaya Satya, you cannot escape from the round of dukkha. You cannot become Sotapanna, you cannot become Sakadagami, or you cannot become Nagami, or you cannot become Arhat. So dependent origination also very important. So to understand dependent origination, you must go back up to near that moment, in kind of previous, near that moment of past life. At that day, one type of karma or karma nimitta or kriya nimitta, one type of sign, one type of object is appear. Taking that object, you had already accumulated before that moment. Any wholesome dhamma. That wholesome dhamma is important. So, you must try to discern, to understand, because of the rising of Samudaya Satya, Dukkha Satya arise. To understand this, you must trace up to first level, 5 aggregates. Then another is not only this, another also Buddha taught. Vayadhammanupasiva, complete cessation of causes. Because of the complete cessation of causes, 5 aggregates will cease completely without remainder. Complete cessation, no, it will not rise again. Complete cessation means completely cease without remainder, no more rising. So, 5 causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, volition, informations, and karmic force. These 5 causes will cease completely without remainder. When it will cease completely without remainder? When you reach a high knowledge stage, at that time only they will cease completely without remainder. Because you are a high with knowledge will destroy completely without remainder, ignorance, craving, and clinging. Because of this complete cessation of ignorance, craving, and clinging, your karmic force cannot produce any more. Because if they are supported by this ignorance, craving, and clinging, karmic force can produce any result. But if there is no supporter, they alone cannot produce any more. So, because of this reason, ignorance, craving, clinging, volition, formation, and karmic force cease completely without remainder. When you attain hardship, no, you are not yet attain hardship. So it will be future or present. This is really future. Which future? If you will attain a hardship in this very life, then it will be this very life. One day will be future. If you will attain hardship in coming successive existences, then it will be future. So, without discerning future, you cannot practice Vayadhammanupasiva. Because of the complete cessation of causes, 5 aggregates cease completely without remainder. This complete cessation is connected with future existence. So, when you are practicing Vipassana, only present is not enough. Because Buddha directly taught in this sutta, Mahasri Brahma Sutta. This is very important sutta. So, that complete cessation state also you must try to see. How you should practice? You must discern ultimate mentally, internally and externally. In this time you should go forward. Discerning tomorrow mentality, tomorrow mentality, up to a hard stage. If you will not attain rising in this very life, then you must go on. First future life, then second future life, then third future life, etc. One day you will see the complete cessation moment. Because of the complete cessation of 5 causes, then 5 aggregates will completely cease without remainder after Pranidhana. Pranidhana means final cessation. When Buddhas and Arahats reach up to the final cessation stage, their 5 aggregates cease completely without remainder. So you should try to see this complete cessation state. That complete cessation state, if you want to see this complete cessation state, then you should try to discern ultimate mentality, materiality up to future. So Vipassana is not only present, not only you must also discern past 5 aggregates as well as present 5 aggregates as well as future aggregates. It is necessary. Then if you can discern these cause and effects, dukkha, sita and samudaya, sita, then you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta, being. One day when you are inside become Mittuva, then you can omit rising. You can emphasize only passing away, perishing or dissolution. If you emphasize in this way, when you are inside knowledge, begin with you are there, at the end of you are inside, part inclusive knowledge will arise. That part inclusive knowledge will realize Nibbana. So, if you realize Nibbana stage by stage, if you edit right shape, this is last stage, final stage. At that day, your Ahampat knowledge will destroy completely all remaining defilements without remainder. At that day, you will be free from defilements. So in this way, you must practice this channel ground contemplation meditation. So this is one type. In the same way, you must do there altogether 9 types. Second type is peacocks being devoured by crows, hawks, vultures, dogs, jackals, or various kinds of worms. In Asian culture, according to Indian culture, they throw in the channel ground only without varying. So because of this, different animals are coming in devouring these cocks. They are eating. This body also in the same way you must do. This is second. Number 3 is only skeleton. But that skeleton with flesh and blood held together with sinews. Yes, maybe blood and a few quantity of flesh. Number 4 is a fleshless skeleton, smeared with blood, held together with sinews. This is number 4. Number 5 is a skeleton without flesh and blood, held together with sinews. Number 6 is disconnected bones scattered in all directions, different places. Number 7, bones bleached white, the color of shells. There may be bones slowly begin rotting, color change. Number 8, bones heaped up. More than a year old. So maybe they heap in one place only. And number 9 is bones rooted and crumbled to dust, became dust, maybe like small particles. So altogether 9 types. These 9 types also in the same way you must do. For example, last one, bones rooted and crumbled to dust. So if you see this corpse, then you should also do this same body. You should compare this same body with it. This body do of the same nature. It will be like that. It will not exempt from that thing. In this way you must try to compare. So how you should practice? Maybe the best way is that corpse is maybe 1 year ago, for example, or maybe 2 years ago you had the experience. Then you should gain back that corpse again, which you had been experienced before. And then you should be addition as particular. When particular nature is very clear, then you should go slowly to its future up to this day. From that day, up to that day we can say future. So from that day, 2 years ago, up to that day, slowly you should try to see this course, stage by stage. Then you will see these different types of states within one sitting. But the present course, now maybe 2 or 3 days, this is impossible. But 2 or 3 years ago, you had to experience this course. It is impossible within one sitting to do these 9 types of channel ground contemplation. So this is also very beneficial, because if you remember in this way again, for example, now after this course, we all will die. We all see here, okay? We can destroy all future plans. Is it true? Because we will die now. Then tomorrow I will do such and such. It will be impossible, because we will die here. So in the same way, Buddha also teach this meditation. There are different bhikkhus. Buddha asks, how do you contemplate Mrananusati? recollection of your own death. Oh, one day if I meditate, it will be very good. In this way I contemplate. Another, oh, maybe half day. Another 1 week. Another says, oh, within one breath, in breath, out breath. Before within out breath, out breath, contemplating. If I am dying in this way, closely he contemplate his own recollection of his own death. In this way he is informed to the Buddha. Buddha prays last one. Within one breath, again die. In this way, closely you must contemplate your own death. At that time only, that recollection of death will be supporting cause for diligently to practice meditation. So, 2006 we will go to Phao. It is impossible. 2005, 2007 we will go to Phao. This is also impossible. Now, quickly I must go. In this way you should contemplate. Because before death coming, death is coming very soon. Okay, any question?
Say the gates to Nibbana, that is one of them that you mentioned, which is the particular,
Yes.
and the other two, one is the Vana Kasina,
Yes,
Vana Kasina, and Sunyata.
Yes, Sunyata is leader. Sunyata means if you see ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality, and then you can do Sunyata. Sunyata means white. V-O-I-D, white. Whiteness. What white? Whiteness of nature, whiteness of Sukha, whiteness of Subha, whiteness of Atta. So this ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality, they are whites of nature because they are impermanent. As soon as they rise, they pass away. So they are impermanent. This is one. Whiteness of Sukha. How we can say, as soon as they rise, they pass away. This is Sukha. How we can say? Any stable substance, there is nothing. So this is white of Atta. White of Sukha. Sukha is beauty. This ultimate mentality, white of beauty. Why? They are always associated with that smile. Is it true? These kalabas are always, this ultimate material always associated with bad smell. In the same way, ultimate mentality also associated with bad smell. What are bad smell? From mentality, unwholesome tamas. Unwholesome tamas are always visiting to our mentality process. So they are bad smells. Is it true? Bad smell means they can produce bad results in future, as well as in this present. So because of this reason, they are also asubha, white of subha. So this whiteness, this is called sunyata. That sunyata nibbana is especially vipassana state. Particular is samatha. Kala gasina is samatha. Any question?
When you contemplate a dead body, and are you imagining it going through the 9 stages, or are you seeing it?
See.
So if a body has been
Maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it is possible. Directly you can see. But if you cannot, if you did not have experience, if you had no experience 2 or 3 years ago dead body, then you should try to go to cemetery only. But now it is not easy because they buried or they burnt. So because of this reason, not easy.
so So in my case, I saw my father when he was dead,
Yeah.
but they burned him afterwards, and that was
Yes.
2 years ago. So that I can't use that.
Maybe
Right.
you can use before burning only. Before burning stage you can do only. But these 9 types is not impossible. Only one type possible.
Only the first.
The first one.
Uh-huh.
But if they are buried, then you can do 2 or 3 years ago, then slowly cut corpse, and then slowly you should train forward. Forward means from that time to this present time. Slowly if you penetrate, then you can see it change these
Mhm.
different types of 9 types.
Mhm.
Venerable Sir, you said earlier that we need to contemplate the Four Noble Truths in order to attain arhatship, and also to contemplate dependent origination. How can we understand that there are in the suttas stories of people who instantaneously attain arhatship? Like yesterday, Venerable Susila told us of a young boy, 7 years old, who when he was having his head shaven to be a monk, as soon as the blade touched his head, suddenly he was an arhat. When they have time to contemplate those things.
Okay. One example I will show you. Maybe while listening Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, certain emotion, the wheel of the Dhamma. That Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, first sermon. While listening this first sermon, Venerable Kuninya became Sotapanna. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. How he accumulated his parami. If we trace back 100,000 aeons ago, there was a Buddha called Buddhamudra Buddha. In that Buddhamudra Buddha's dispensation, he practiced Samatha Vipassana thoroughly. How many years, how many days, how many months, how many years? 100,000 years. Not only 2 months retreat, not only 1 month retreat. He practiced 100,000 years in that Buddha's dispensation up to Sankharupaka Jnana stage. Sankharupaka Jnana means the knowledge of equanimity towards formations. 100,000 years, again he practiced. So because of this reason, this is one reason, within 100,000 aeons, whenever he got any opportunity, he practiced this Samatha Vipassana again. So in this very life, he cannot discern, he did not, there may be not much enough time to discern noble truth of suffering, noble truth of origin of suffering, stage by stage. But in many previous lives, he had been practiced in this way systematically up to Sankharupaka Jnana stage. So because of this reason, when listening this Dhamma, all formations appear in his mind. Oh, this noble truth of suffering, I had been already practiced. I had already understand. In this way, he remember, then quickly he see this ultimate materiality, mentality very quickly. When Buddha is expounding dependent origination, noble truth or second noble truth, he clearly understands this second noble truth very quickly because he had been practiced many times. So within few minutes he can understand these dhammas, and then he should contemplate them as anicca, another. So because of this reason, at the end of this summer, he became Sotapanna. So, the present paramis are supporting God's for attainment of noble states. In the same way, past paramis are also supporting God's for attainment of noble states. Same thing and same. Maybe only time is different. But they usually Okati Tinyu Bogo, Okati Tinyu Pasan, Vibhisi Tinyu Pasan. Okati Tinyu Pasan means only short stanza. When they are listening, very short stanza. Other than they can become enlightened once. This is one type. Another type is Vivichitinu. Vivichitinu means like Dhammacakkappavattana discourse. Such a discourse, if they listen, they can become enlightened once. Such persons must fulfill 5 padas in previous Buddha's dispensation. Number 1, Priyati. They must learn the teaching of Buddha. This is number 1. Number 2 is Paribhosa. Paribhosa means they must try to understand the meaning of this Pali text. Priyati. Number 3 is Savana. Attentively, with respectful mind, they must listen to Mata. Number 4 is Pupa Yoga. Pupa Yoga means, what is Pupa Yoga? Pupa Yoga nama Pupa Buddhana Sasane Kata Picha Kata Bhavina Yawa Anulama Gudrabu Samibantawa Vipassana Yoga. What is the meaning? Pupa Yoga means in previous Buddha's dispensation, as a bhikkhu, he must go for alms round. While he is going for alms round, he practices meditation. When he comes back from village to his own monastery, he must practice meditation, samatha and vipassana. Up to what stage? Up to Sankharupaka Jnana stage. The knowledge of equanimity towards formations. Up to that knowledge, that jnana stage, they must practice. Because of this 5 padas, they already fulfill. Pinariva Kondinya also already fulfilled these 5 padas. Especially in the of Dhumura Buddha's dispensation for about 100,000 years. So because of this reason, these paramis became mature. When these paramis became mature, they are waiting for this to listen this Dhamma. 35 years. 35 years, do you understand? I will explain. When our Bodhisattva was born, at that day, there are many astrologers, 8 astrologers. They gave prophecy. He gave definite prophecy. This child will become Buddha. So he believed. This is one reason why he believed. There is famous Isi Ajita or Kaladevila. Kaladevila had already practiced 10 kasinas in 8 attainments and five mundane sex powers. Every day after lunch or after meal, he always went to Tawarinsa Deva War. He meditated there. And evening he came down to human world. This is his usual way of practice. So one day he heard from Devas, Bodhisattva was born in palace. So he visited to palace, and then he saw the child, and they happy and always crying. Why? He will become Buddha one day. But when he became Buddha, only we not still alive in this human world. So he became sad. Because of this reason, he cried. So he already gave definite prophecies. This child will become Buddha. So Kondinya, Pinariva Kondinya, to be. He also believed this definition, to definite prophecy. So because of this reason, from that day, he already renounced his sensual enjoyments and he went to the forest. He waited in that forest 35 years, not 2 months retreat. So his eagerness, strong desire, very strong. Then when our Bodhisattva became enlightened Buddha, he is the first one who listened this Dhamma talk, and he became, and then his paramis also became mature. Became mature means when our Bodhisattva is practicing ascetic sin in Uruvela for 6 years, at that time they are attendants. And then at that time our Bodhisattva also teach them meditation practice, especially samatha meditations. 10 kasinas, 8 attainments, etc. They already understood, they already practiced these 10 kasinas, 8 attainments. They had enough concentration. In one sutta, Siddha Sanyutta, there is Samadhi Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha explained, bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who is concentrated can understand the dhammas as they really are. What dhammas he will understand as they really are? He will understand this is the noble truth of suffering. This is the origin of noble truth of suffering. This is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. This is the path leading to the noble truth of cessation of suffering. So to understand Four Noble Truths, they have enough concentration. This is proximate cause. They had already fulfilled up to Sankharupaka Jnana stage of Vipassana. They already practice Vipassana up to Sankharupaka Jnana stage. This is faraway cause. So these two causes became mature. Because of this reason, while listening the Dhammacakka Bodhana Sutta, he became Sotapanna. In the same way, after listening Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, they already became Arhats. Because of previous paramis are strong, powerful supporting cause, as well as present practicing. Because within 5 days, they diligently practice Vipassana. Gain. When their Vipassana insight became mature, at the time Buddha taught Anatta Sutta, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, non-self Sutta. So at the time, at the end of this course, they became Arhats. Now you can understand. Here many people are meditating. For some meditators, as soon as they close their eye, within few seconds, few minutes, nimitta appear. Why? Because of their practice. Some meditators, they cannot concentrate, wandering mind, wandering mind. So you can understand this parami. Within few seconds, nimitta appear. It is impossible. You should not criticize like that. Parami is very important. Okay?
I have a question, sir. When you're discerning past lives and you go to the rebirth consciousness, is that where you can tell the past life?
No.
It's
This is present. We go according to. There are 3 types of. Three types of division. Explanation. This is called from birth moment to death moment. This is called Adabhichopana. This is according to Suttadabhata only. According to Vibhamata momentary. This is also past. But this past is included in present life, we can say. Although this is past, no real past life. This is only present life. In the present life, this is also past.
So I'm curious if one was in a woeful plane prior to this existence, say they were a dog or a bird or something, would you have that memory? Would you know that?
Yes,
You
they
were-
can see. They can see.
Mm-hmm.
They can see. Because of this reason, some meditators, if they had been practiced dependent origination up to 4 or 5 lives, they don't want to continue, and they don't want to be reborn again. Because they had already seen their sufferings in many past lives.
I see.
Today, let us stop sharing that. Idame punya,
Idame punya,
Aswakaya
อาสวะกยัน
Mahahodu
มหาโหตุ
Idame Punya
อิยามิปุญญา
Nibbanasa
นิบานัสสะ
Pachayo
ปัจเจโย
Hodu
โหตุ
Idame Punya
อิยามิปุญญา
Sabba Sadhana
สัพพสัตตานา
Bhajima
อาเจมะ
Tisabe
เอสะเร
Mesama
เลสมา
Punya Bhaga
ปุญญาบาดัง
Labandu
บาบันตุ